Morning and welcome. You are with the Skeinz Diaries. I'm Marie and it is episode 278 here on Thursday, the 21st of September. Good morning and welcome. As you can see, I have got the new poncho on. I'll just wait for everybody to head in. I'm so excited about this. It literally arrived about half an hour ago. I've thrown it out, even complete with little fringes there that Dell's put on for we're playing around with length and measurements. But I'm going to talk about this just in a second. I'll let you guys all arrive on in and see how everybody is. I hope everyone is doing really well and getting some knitting in. I hear there is the earth moved in the South Island yesterday and there's a cold front coming through. So that could be a little bit of knitting time going down. And I have been chugging away quietly at my love note. I didn't bring it in to show you today because I'm kind of hoping that if I can get a little bit of a run at it over the next week, I might get it finished. So I'm about probably that much. I'd like to maybe get another couple of inches in on the body before I just do the little bit of short row shaping at the back, and then the sleeves. And the sleeves are quick because the kimono sleeves essentially with a really quick decrease at the cuff. So that takes no time at all. And I'm just loving it actually. Really enjoying it. It's super easy, pick up, put down. I'm at the easy breezy stage of it now, just lots and lots and lots of mindless stocking stitch going around in circles essentially. So that's where I'm at, which is great. I have to admit, this time of year, I do love that. So that is where I'm going with that. And then, because I want to get it finished, because I want to start with this. And this arrives, the wonderful Delene knitted this for me, so I could get this up. She tested that my chicken scratch, because I literally sent her a photograph of the chicken scratch and my scratchy notes. And she's even typed it all out for me, bless her heart, and tested it. It is... I wanted this poncho. One of the girls asked me when I wrote this, and I had to sort of go back. I initially designed this poncho all the way back when we launched Albertine, which was about 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. And I wanted something quick and easy for people to be able to whip and knit up using that new merino. So I made the first poncho and it was fantastic. I still wear it today and I thresh it and I love it. And everybody loved it. And they're like, "Where's the pattern?" And I'm so busy, I just never got around to it. And then I knitted another one, but changed the gauge. So exactly the same concept, but changed the gauge up, worked some crazy colours, and all inspired by Stephen B's visit. And again, you've seen me wear that with the Malabago Rasta, the green one, the big chunky one. Thrash it, love it. When are you writing up? Yeah, I'll get round to it. It was on the round to it plan. And then of course I did the purple one over the 2 lockdowns. Now I've then I just quickly done the one for the can of this year. And it is just a great quick knit. And Delene, bless her heart, has now gone and tested this for me, and here it is. So I'm going to stand up so you can see it. It's absolutely. I'm so delighted because the sizing is bang on. So now, don't obviously not wearing the right colours for today, but there you go. So that is it there. Now we have done, as you can see, there's this lovely, and it looks great. This lovely illusion effect here. This feature piece here. And what this is, but as you can see, the proportions all sit beautifully and you get this lovely crazy illusion. Now, how this is achieved is this mixture of switching between stocking stitch and garter stitch, but there is actually a cheeky little short row in here. And it's because of the way and the width of the stitches. And what this does is it provides a touch of flare, but it holds this part of the fabric flat. So you're not getting any curling or warping, because we all know that stocking stitch is a bit of a fiend and it will do that, right? It needs something to anchor it. So this is what this is. But the other thing it does is it gives you this really gorgeous color effect if you're doing striping all the way through. Now, my initial ones that I've done, I've got them, many of them just with striping down this one portion here. You can do, the last one I did was a series of like blended colors that were all sort of mixed and melded in together. You can just do it all one color. You could just do it one color completely, not even change it. It would look amazing with natural colors. And essentially what we finished the length, and the rate, it all sort of runs in ratios. So this is 2/3, 1/3, 2/3, 1/3. Very simple. So it means that you can mix and modify and make changes yourself. I love these big shawl collars. They sit up, they look dramatic, they finish it off, they sit away. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can take the collar there and you could just take that edge and put something vastly more simple on there. You could do a ribbed edge, you could just put a little pick up stitches, knit one row and just do a simple little bindy off edge, so there's very little there at all. You could put a shawl, I mean, this is a big cow collar, but you could do a shawl collar. There's a million and one things you can do. So what I thought I would do, and this is in Fate, in case you're wondering, so this is in the Fate Merino. Here's the thing with this poncho. I have designed it that if you're somebody who does not like to use circular needles, you can actually knit this poncho using flat needles if you wish. You can knit this on a 6mm needle, all in one needle, just a regular straight. The very first one I knit is I did that because I wanted to see if it could be done, and it can. The number of stitches cast on will comfortably fit on a standard 35cm needle. If you don't like doing the round rolled collar in the round, which is super quick, you can actually do it on a flat needle and pop a seam. Just be mindful that if you're going to do, because this is reverse stocking stitch here, that you are going to pop your mattress stitch seam on this outside, so then it will be invisible from the inside. So that's the only thing to remember, but it can be done. So if you are somebody who isn't a fan of knitting in the round, this poncho will allow you to knit it completely flat. And it's fast. I mean, hopefully Dell will be here in a minute, but it got knocked off in, I think you did it in 5 or 6 days, didn't you, Delene? It was really quick. She's just popped a couple of little length indicators there. So I think that's at 1m20, 1m40, and then we've got 1m60 here. Personally, I think the 160 is perfect. Well, it certainly is for me. And I just honestly, I couldn't be happier. I'm utterly delighted. It is perfect. So I'm going to tidy this up. I might pop some little notes on here in terms of making your modifications. And I'm going to distribute this poncho pattern at the beginning of next month for a knit along. Now, I do know that the West Knits Mystery Knit Along is happening, and many of you will be participating in that. But you may want something in between. And this is going to be certainly what I call easy ozy springtime knitting. And it's designed in such a way, because it uses a 6mm needle, and this is a DK yarn, because I don't need to worry about structure or anything like that. I can push that gauge out. It also means it doesn't have to be DK. I mean, in my previous one, the one I've just finished, I had everything from DK through to 12 ply in that poncho, all mixed and matched together, and it didn't matter. It looked amazing, and you can play around with colours and textures. So I've gone and bought this in, because this is a little collection of stuff that I've just pulled together out of the stash, with the exception of the extras from my current love note, which are just living in there because they look pretty in there. So I went and did a deepy divey in the stash to have a look and to see what happened. So a lot of these are leftovers, okay? A lot of leftovers. So I've got this guy here, which was from the Stephen B collection that we had, which is where I got the mohair from to do the love note. And I mean, I just adore that colour. I've had this little guy in the stash for forever. These are some sample balls that we did for some sampling for a client. Honestly, I can't tell you how long I've had them. They've been like forever. And as you can see, peas, carrots, such good mates. But I love the idea of playing around with lots of different colours and mixing, melding. Recognise these? These are from my shoji. Knitted those together to get a DK with that lovely little bit of fuzz. That's Cozy and Cyan and Aria and Whisper Fine. Well, throw those. Look at that. Ooh, starting to see a plan happen. But it doesn't always need to be about them. I also found, once I did a bit of digging around, some Aria DK, which I could even potentially do on its own. Or if I want to play around with a bit of this, with the aria, and then have the DK on its side. I haven't really quite decided, or I might do all three. I mean, I could do anything. You can do whatever you want. It's Delene just arrived. She said the stinking thing didn't tell me it was on. I don't think it told anybody I was on this morning because everyone's quite late coming in. I think the little notifications are have been a bit weird this morning. But anywho, this is what I'm doing. So I thought I would have it hold a knit along for this. And what I encourage people to do is have a bit of fun and make up a mixture of things that you've got in stash that you want to knit and clear up, and maybe grab something new to sort of brighten it and liven it along. Just have some fun. Just have some fun with it. And that's sort of my plan. So I've got more than enough here to do this. And because I just saw what Dell sent back, because I think I sent you a bag through of the navy and 3 balls each of the colours, and it looked like you only used 2 of the colours and about 8 of the navy, Dell. I just haven't counted them up. They're still sitting there. So it's not as yarn hungry as I had feared, which is great news. But have some fun. Have some fun. Because we're about having a bit of fun, aren't we? And I think it's just having a little dive in those stash, have the dive in the stash, have a little dive when you've got those unicorn skeins. So I've got 2 of these, which I think which is 4, equivalent of 4 balls. So I know from what Dell's done here that these are going to be a good base. I know that I've got oodles of this, that's not going to be a problem. So it's now just a matter of me deciding how much texture and craziness I want to add in between. Do I want to have striping run all the way across? Do I only want to have a band of striping this way plus my textured band that way, and then actually create a V? Oh, here we go. Delene, bless her heart. 2 balls of each colour and 8.5 or 9. Yeah, there we go, of the main colour. And that's because we also did this big shawl collar as well. But it's just, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. And this pattern is just going to be sent out to you. It's going to be a freebie because I want you to have something that is quick and easy in your sort of arsenal that you can create a fun, dramatic garment out of quickly and easily. Because it's about, this is what we want, isn't it? A bit of fun. We don't want to be, too bogged down by things that are too difficult. So that's what I want to do. Now, if you are wanting to do this, and Cove, you may have seen that if you've jumped on the special page, that Cove is sitting there at the top of the page at a really crazy, crazy, crazy price. There is a reason for this. You may or may not, they've stopped now, which is quite good. The girls literally just through that wall. We've got a couple of the girls across from the mill helping us out in the warehouse. We had our warehouse clearance a little while ago. We've been doing a huge, big reconfiguration in the warehouse out there, massive. So reconfiguring all our stock positionings, what's staying, what's going, and hence the reasons why we've been doing some of the promotions, because we're needing to clear and make space for this yarn. The Cove, we found a bit more Cove there. We thought we knew we had a little bit left, but there's a little bit of Cove that's shaken out. We've got some more Cove they found some more base yarn at the mill that they hadn't realised they had, because they've been doing the same. We're spring cleaning, everybody. We've been spring cleaning there, spring cleaning here. So they found some over there, and they've just gone and thrown actually some random shades over it just to spice things up a little bit for us. So Claire's just gone over to see what we've got sitting over there. I know it's been dyed, and I'm going to hopefully, fingers crossed, get those up today. If not today, definitely by Monday. And all of it is, it's because it's discontinued and we need the space. So all of it is going out at $2.95, which is well below cost, but it's got to go. It has got to go. So it is just, crazy. So just make sure that you don't miss out. And there are some of the shades that are very, very limited numbers. So that is already gone up, and I will be putting the rest of the shades that come in, will just go straight up at that special price, because then they will be gone, John. And as we sort of continue through, because I've got new yarns coming, the trilobal as we call it, but it's that beautiful little merino fleck yarn, the one with the shiny, beautiful little glowy effect that we've had before for Epic Sale. We've done it like the tweed, especially for Epic Sale. You guys have loved it. That has been coming in, and it looks so good. We've put some new colors over it. And if you're knitting for charity or knitting for babies, this stuff is just going to be gorge. So I'm hoping to have that up for, will definitely be up early, probably for the beginning of the month, because we're just waiting for the last couple of colors to come in now. So good. We've got some super chunky coming. We've got, walked in the mill today. Oh my gosh, walked into the mill today, and Abby actually is helping us in the warehouse. She was at the mill first thing, and she runs the cake wonders. And as I walked past, I sort of walked past, said hi to Abby, walked past, then stopped and had to backtrack back, because there was sort of like a grey silvery colour. They've got four winders. And then in the middle was this incredible, saturated, rich copper. Like, it was the duck's nuts. It was so good. The colour was freaking amazing. So I saw it, and I instantly had that moment of, excuse my language, I hope that's for us, because it was that good. And she pulled the paperwork out, and it is. I'm so excited about that. So that is coming, and it will be perfect. Perfect. There's, I think, 3 new colors in that incognito. That beautiful incognito merino. So good. So good. These are rich, saturated colors. That merino is perfect for this poncho. It's so beautiful and soft and unctuous. So that will be here in time for the knit along, and I am so excited about that. So that was nice. That was a really, really nice thing to sort of see when you come past. You're like, oh, usually I don't get, super, super, super excited, but it was lovely. Oh, good morning. Everyone's here. Barbara's saying, good morning, everyone. It's going to be a knitting weekend in Whakatane. Temperature not yet into the double. Oh, crap. What, Barbara? That's cold. No, it's supposed to be 26 here today. 26, would you believe it? Junior Māori League tournament on a couple hundred metres away Saturday, Sunday, several thousands of kids in hangars, and it's supposed to rain this weekend. Oh, no. Well, we're supposed to, initially they said bad weather here, and then I think we're sandwiched where this front's supposed to be. So we're on the other side of it. So they're now talking about today could be a record temperature for September, says she, who's wearing a woolen poncho, but I have got something spring-like on underneath. But you'll laugh. I've got sort of three-quarter length trousers out today. And I had a little bit of, you laugh. I had to get the weed whacker out to deal with the legs before I put them out in public. I know. That's where we're at in the springtime here. It was a bit scary. But yeah, we're supposed to be a little warm. But you never know. You never know in the bay. It's the spring. Anything could happen. Oh, wow, crazy. Oh, well, hopefully, if it is not 100% brilliant where you're at, that you get some knitting time in. As I know we're certainly going to be getting some knitting time in here. So as I said, don't forget that Cove. That is up now. Also with the Cove is the 14 ply too. School holidays. This totally creeped up on me today. I had to pick my son up. Yeah, 27. Yeah, Margaret was saying it is forecast 27 today. Totally creeped up. I had to go over and pick up the oldest from school in Hastings yesterday because he stayed on for a tutorial, so he didn't take the bus. And obviously for exams and stuff next year. And he was muttering about stuff that he needed to do. And I said, well, what are you talking about? And he said, Mum, it's school holidays at the end of this week. It just feels like that every time time, right? So if you are having the kids or the grandchildren for school holidays and you are thinking to yourself, What am I going to do with them? That 14 ply chunky, this is where I'm going with this. The 14 ply chunky that's on there, there's the wool mohair blend and then just the straight wool. That is actually a yarn that we had done. Again, it's in the cleanup. They found it. I think it was one that was left over that we had originally spun and had held. We used to do it. Well, we still from time to time do it, but we used to do a bulk order for the Rudolf Steiner schools nationwide. And I think that's for their handwork classes. And they all use that particular yarn because they find that that combination and that weight is just the right weight for kids to learn how to knit. And I would fully agree because you can use it on anything sort of 6.5, 7 millimeter, even 8 millimeter needle. You don't have to get too fussy on it, people. Whatever you've got floating around, it's easier for the kids to hold. It's easier for the kids to work with. But the most important thing is its instant gratification. So that 14 ply is brilliant if you're wanting to teach the kids how to knit. The big thing that I get anybody to do, and this is how I've always done it, is cast on 30 stitches. So this is when you probably just need to cast them on. And then get them just literally to do knit stitch. Backwards and forwards, garter stitch. Knit, 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 with 30 stitches on the needle. And generally one ball will do it, but sometimes maybe one or up to two, but just get them to keep going on it. That's all you need to do. And then I wrap it around into a cowl and then seam it. You can either just do a straight cowl or you can do a single twist, do a Mobius. But it just means that they get a completed project and it's fun and it's quick and it's satisfying. And there's that sense of achievement, which is brilliant. And only knit stitch. I don't want anybody to try and get too teed up about purl stitch, and this is why. Once you get the kids completely used to doing knit stitch and that whole muscle memory, how they sit, their posture, how they work and hold the yarn in their hands, whatever method you've shown them, whether it's classic English or you're doing continental, however it is, it's a muscle memory. It's repetition. It's what I call the Karate Kid method of teaching knitting. Wax on, wax off. This is what we're doing. So it's just knit, 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 knit. I will often make people knit 2 or 3 cows. And that's all they're doing. Knit, 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 knit. And then all of a sudden, they'll go, I want to do something different. That's okay. Because you know what? When you go to show them purl, it'll be just like that. Because all that muscle memory and everything that they've done, they're already settled with it. And showing them purl stitch, it's like taking a duck to water. Whereas if you're trying to show them knit and purl at the same time, it's too much. It is too much for all those neurons to fire. So that is my what I call my Karate Kid method of teaching people how to knit. I've done it for years. It works beautifully. So if you have got the grandies or you're thinking it's time for me to teach the kids how to knit, that's my advice. And we've got that 14 ply on the special page, $7.95 a ball. So it's not outside of the realms of possibility. Straight needles, I know those who are on there are looking at our straight needle selection going, Marie, where are they? They are coming because we get them manufactured in a community cooperative in India. So they do take a little time and I hate rushing them, but they are coming. I got an email a couple of weeks ago and they've just been polished and packaged. So with any luck, they'll be hitting freight any day now. So that's great news. So they're not going to be far away. But you know what? If you get caught short and we don't have what you need, just pop down to an op shop. Honestly, pop down to an op shop and see if you can pick something up there. Because as I said, if you're knitting with the 14 ply, 6, 6.5, 7, 8, you don't need to be too fussy when it comes to teaching them, particularly if you're doing a cowl. Barbara was just saying fingerless gloves are a great first knit too. Yep, garter fingerless gloves with a little seam up the side for the thumb. Absolutely perfect, super easy and quick. What else is great? Actually, if garter stitch, you know what, those Norwegian house slippers that I did a few months ago that were feltable. If you've got feltable yarn, all that is garter stitch with an L, do the folding. That's a bit of fun. So once they've got a little bit of, if they're done a cowl or 2 and they're starting to get a little bit, "Oh, I want something different." Slippers, those slippers are perfect, and you can play around with, different colors there. So yes, so that is a really fun thing to do. And remember too, if you want to play around with dyeing, the Southlander Spotlight, which is still on. Most of our Southlanders are 7.95 a ball as well. Cream, oatmeal, bracken are all undyed shades. If you want to have a play around with some dyeing at home, whether it be with food colouring or natural dyes, they will all take dye beautifully because they're all completely natural and they haven't had any treatment with them whatsoever. So that's always something fun to do too. Just grab some plain balls of that and have a little